Hey, 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 welcome everybody. This is Friday Reads Live, and this is where we talk about what we're reading today, this weekend, and into the following week. So I don't see anyone in the chat right now, or I see some people are watching, but nobody's commenting. So welcome to you who are watching. I'm Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading, and we're going to talk about what we're reading today and this weekend and into the following week. So, since there's three people watching, oh, okay, we have some people in the comments. Hello, hello, welcome, Billy. Welcome, Amalola. How are you guys? Happy Friday. I was just about to talk about what I'm reading today, this weekend, and the following week. This month of May has been a real shit show for reading, so it doesn't look like your girl will be finishing many books this week, this month. But the first one, of course, I'm still reading is this one right here, which is The Unheralded King of Preston Plains Middle by Jenna Mayberry. And so I'm only a third into this one, but it's been very interesting. Very different from his second book that we read for the Read So Lit read along a couple of years ago. And I have started Julie Dash's Daughters of the Dust, this one right here. Now, from what I understand, this was a movie first and became a book, if I understand that correctly, which I thought it was the other way around. But be that as it may, I've started reading it. Now, I'm having a little issue with this right here. As you can see, the print is extremely small. Happy about that, but there is an audio, thank God, and it's done really well, the audio, so I can take a break from squinting my eyeballs and I can do a listening. The beginning, I'm only, let's see, I'm just at the first tab. I say I have mine separated into tabs like that. I'm at the first, somewhere around the first tab, just about page, I think it's page 60 I'm at. So I'm almost at my first tab. And I'm enjoying the book for the minute. We just gonna see what's gonna happen and how this is gonna turn. But this is what we'll be discussing at the end of this month of May. So yeah, so that's what your girl is reading. This is the only thing your girl has read all month. So that's just to show you. Not going well. All right. So, what are you guys reading? What is going on? So let's see. Hello, Fatima. Welcome. Hello, Rita's Gotta Read. I like that. I like that name a lot. Hey, Alba's here. Hola. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Thank goodness for audio, because this is so disrespectful when they be making, books with this kind of small as print. Disrespectful to the reader. Okay, but this is an old copy. I must have bought this copy a couple years ago and it was used. But I didn't discover how bad the print was until it arrived. And I did thought, oh my God, what is this? But it is beautifully done, the book. Here, I'll show you. In the book, you see you have these little, I don't know if you can see, you have these little things at the top here, but then you have these pictures at the beginning of the chapters, which I think is a really beautiful touch to the book. Let's see if there's another one I can show you. And I think that adds something to the book. Ugh, I don't know. I can't find any other ones right now. Oh wait, here. Here's another one. Beautiful pictures like that are added in between. I think that's a really nice touch, but they need to work on that. The font size is just too small. All right. I must have made a mistake and bought the screenplay, which was all my. Oh shit, that's terrible. Yeah, maybe somebody in film school probably used it. Was reading a spell of things, but have to stop to read the book. Oh, okay. And how is a spell of good things? Because I haven't read that one, and I did purchase it. I do love that author a lot. Adebayo. I like her a lot because her first book was really good. But I don't remember hearing overwhelming love for a of good things. So, let me know what you think, Nicole. Yeah, welcome. I have one summer in Savannah to read. Is it Savannah or Sana? I think it's Savannah, maybe. Because I just read the author's no, very good. Yeah, Savannah. Okay, that's what I thought. Amalola says I'm going to start Daughters of the Dust now. I mean, I recommend it because the yeah, that font size is a mess. But like I said, you can get the audio, and the audio is very well. The person who's reading it, I don't remember what her name is. Um, I don't remember what her name is. I gotta think of what the chick's name is. But she's reading it very well. Okay, so Melissa, the spelling of things was great. Well, how come nobody was raving about it? Like, I don't know. I just don't remember a lot of people saying they loved it. Tracy S. Mitnell is reading Quiet Chaos by Sandro Veronese. Okay. It's translated literary fiction, beautifully written, great story. What's it about? What's the overall storyline? Nicole said she's only 100 pages in. So far, it's pleasant, but not sure where the story is going. Okay, yeah. Uh, Amalula said, "Where's the audio of it? I don't do Audible. I don't do Audible. Well, I looked to see if it was on Everand, and it wasn't. But I got it on Audible. Now, if it's on Audible, it could possibly be on other things as well. But I wouldn't know what to tell you because I don't live in the states. Maybe on Overdrive or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but I can tell you for sure it's on Audible. That's where I got my copy. Um, Carla Q said she finished "Everyone Here Is Lying" by Shari Lapina. It is. Oh wait, God, the things are jumping around. Uh, oh, it's one of those new super hot books. Okay, typically I'm not a fan, but I loved it. Okay, domestic thriller. Oh, Children of Blood and Bone. Okay, you're enjoying it. Very nice. Hey, Lex, how are you? Lex had started reading the Bridgerton series. So far, I like them. Don't love them, but like them. Yeah, I love the Netflix series so much. But I read, or should I say, I listened to the first one, which is what is it called? The Duke and I, the first one. I listened to some differences, but it was all right. It was all right. I don't think it, like I don't know if I'll continue reading it. I might. I don't know. But I like the series. The Netflix series is really good. uh, oh, it's on Spotify. Okay, girl. Well, work that Spotify then. I never even thought about looking on Spotify to see if it was there. That's good to know, though. Oh, you're reading Whoopi Goldberg's. Oh, very nice. I want to read that one too, but I think I want to own a book for that one. But I'm not going to be purchasing any books for a couple months, I don't think. Curly used to decluttering my puzzle desk. Oh, nice. Oh, you intend to do a few this weekend? I love doing puzzles. It's been a minute since I've done a puzzle. Okay, Curtis is finishing The Dead Are Rising. Yes, I remember you were reading that last week. And I'm about to read Hold You Down by Tracy Brown and The Defender by Ethan, yeah, McCallie. Well, The Defender is excellent. That's a really good book. And I've heard nothing but good things about The Dead Are Rising. So I know that's like 5 stars or something. I know the other one, Hold You Down by Tracy Brown. I don't know that one, but it's probably good too. I mean, you're gonna let us know if it's good or not. Uh, oh, okay. So Curly Q is asking about books on Spotify. How does it work? Yeah, I don't know. That's the first time I heard about that. I never even knew that they were books on Spotify. I usually either do Everand or Audible, but I don't do I never thought about looking on Spotify. I should because I have Spotify. Okay, so Nicole says I have Nina Chanel's puzzle and something it took over my dining table for a few months. Oh, nice. Um oh, you have premium account on Spotify. Okay. Oh, you only get a certain number of hours a month. Ooh, that's kind of dodgy. So that must mean what? You get like two audibles a month, maybe? Audible books a month? Because if it's a certain amount of hours, I mean, audiobooks are so many different hours. You get 15 free audiobooks book hours. Okay, 15 free audiobooks. Okay, well that's I guess it's okay if both your audiobooks are less than 15 hours. Uh, okay, so yeah, it's definitely the premium. Okay, for two short books or one long one. Okay. Uh, I never finished the border. It was all yellow piece. Oh, okay. A little bit difficult that. It will take you some time. Uh, hey, Bukola, how are you? Oh, you just subscribe. Thank you so much, Sister Harlem's Library. Um, it probably cuts off if it's 20 hours. That's why it's kind of weird. It seemed like they should have just said you either get one or two books a month, not like 15 hours. It doesn't correspond like that. Uh, oh, it does. It'll cut you off if you get to the limit. Oh, that's awkward. It's really awkward. Okay. Okay, so Tracy McNall says I just picked up Manny and the Baby by Varezzo, Black British writer. Has anyone read it? I've never heard of this man before or this person before. Manny and the Baby. That doesn't ring a bell for me. Lois says it tracks. She thinks since it's a listening platform. Yeah, maybe. Bookola said somebody complained they couldn't finish a book until the next month. That's why it's so awkward saying it's 15 hours. Like just give the people a full ass book. Overkill by Sandra Brown and listening to This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Okay, Bacola said Annie and the Baby is excellent. Okay, that's good. Somebody's heard of it before. Uh, it's okay. It's like Harlem, but make it British. Okay. Manny and the Baby came out this month. Oh, okay. So I'm not checking for these new books like that because some of these new books, I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. It's like so many older books or books that just came out last month or the month before or last year or the year before last. Mm, I'm leaving y'all with the new ones because I can't be bothered. I got plenty of backlisted books to get to. So and I do have some new ones that I have not read yet. And until I read those, I'm not buying any more new books. Except for, things that I have on my radar, of course. Which at the moment I think only have like one in particular. Um They want you to buy the rest. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I feel like then you have to be savvy, like if it's an audiobook and oh, does it tell you how long the audiobook is when you purchase it, or do you, or when you're listening to it, or you just don't know what it is? Because that would be interesting to see as well. If you already know when you decide to listen to it, if it's under 15 hours or not. Hi, Tracy. No problem. What are you reading? Okay, so it does tell you. They're not being that rude about it. So you kind of know. You can always see how long, okay, a book is. Yeah, okay. Hello, Bethany. Happy Friday. In the Country by Mia Alvar. Okay, it's good so far. Great. Nicole said, "I don't mind waiting if it's free. I'd have to get rid of the book cutting. Yeah, I don't like the book cutting off. That would not work for me. If the book would have to be under 15 hours. If it was under 15 hours, then I wouldn't get it from there because there's nothing worse than reading a book for, I don't know, 13 hours and you only 2 hours and you got to wait a whole month to read the next 2 hours. That's crazy. That ain't for me. I don't know. Maybe you have to purchase the portion that's left over. Yeah, it'd have to be included in the membership. I think it's more worth your while. Okay, Tracy's reading Ella by Diane Richards. Okay, very nice. Okay, yeah. Oh, Nicole said, "I'll see you next month." Book. Yeah, nah, that ain't for me. If it's short, like 5 to 7 hours, wasting an Audible credit on that ticks me off. So I'd save up a short reads list for Spotify. Okay, that's interesting way to go about it. That way you don't give up your Audible credits for books that are shorter or whatever. Mm, yeah. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So if you come into the chat, come on and let us know what you're reading, or what you just finished reading if you want. And so we can see how everyone is doing with their reading. My reading is not going good this month, and yeah, mm, it's two books this month for the moment, and I don't know. We're gonna see what I finish. If I can finish these two books, and I have time to read a third, then good for me. But it doesn't look like it's gonna be very many this month. But the month of June is, a great month usually for me, and I usually like reading some Caribbean lit. So I'm pretty excited about that, because I do have some pretty, you know, let's say, they're not old, but there are some backlist Caribbean novels that I would like to definitely read in June that I have been procrastinating over for various different reasons. Um, let's see. You just finished A Familiar by Lee Bardugo. Okay. I don't think I know this one. Um, Lee Bardugo. Does that sound familiar? I'm not sure I know who that is. But Laura, The Stone of Farewell. That sounds like fantasy. Reader's Gotta Read said finish All We Were Promised by Lattimore and Assassin's Apprentice by oh yeah, J.D. Hawkeye. Those well, Assassin's Apprentice, that's like fantasy to a certain extent. I'm not sure about All We Were Promised. I don't think I know that title. Ninth House and Hell Bent. Child, I don't know none of that. That is not my emos. I don't know. Mm, we're having a book festival tomorrow. And oh, very nice. Oh my God, you're going to meet with Celeste. You're so lucky. Celeste, oh my God. And Raymond. Oh, you're so lucky, Teresa. Have a good time. Take lots of pictures. Oh, it's a dark academia series. Yeah, no, that ain't my cup of tea. Thank you for recommending. Oh, Black and Oh, yeah. I'm glad you like it. That book was phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, so good. Mm. Yeah, Teresa's going to be throwing down with Celeste and Renee. Um, I recognize him. You think I'm not so sure. I know. I want to meet Celeste too. Okay, because I want to see the pics, and I want to see the books. So have lots of fun. And so, are there going to be any authors that you're going to be that are going to be there that you could get autographs from? Wait, you're rereading Perfect Peace again? Lugola? Wow, that's kind of early. I think I need another year before I read that one again. I suggested it on my book clubs list for the next school year. But I don't know if it'll get picked or not. What you mean you've read Perfect Peace? You mean this is the second time you're reading or the third time you're reading it? This is my second read of Perfect Peace this year. So that means you're on your third read of Perfect Peace. Well, girl, you go, girl. Mm, the Familiar be part of a series. Oh, you're listening to it this time. I didn't listen to it. I don't think I had the audio to listen to it. I don't think I listened to it. I think I just had to read it. I can't remember. Who's reading the audio for that? I'd be curious for Perfect Peace. Kennedy Ryan, Clint Smith, and the author of Madness will be okay. Well, very nice. That okay. Well, y'all better get your rolling cart with all your books in there. That's what I usually do. I bring my little rolling bag, and I put all the books in there, and I roll that bad boy all over the place and get my autographs comfortably. I don't have to carry it. Oh, so you think it's going to be a standalone? Okay. I'm a little bit saying the audio was brilliant, but who was reading the audio for Perfect Peace? I'd be interested to hear who that is. Ron Butler. Okay, do I know Ron Butler? I don't think I know Ron Butler. I don't know Ron Butler. Do I know Ron Butler? Your book reader, Ron Butler. I don't think I know Ron Butler, but it's good that you say it's excellent. Oh, I don't think I've listened. I have not read any Brenda Jackson's books, but maybe I have read something and Ron Butler was reading it. I just didn't clue in because it hadn't been that long that I started really paying attention to who is actually reading the audiobook. Um, I haven't really been paying attention to that. It's just been like maybe a year or so, um, a year or two or so that I've been, you know, cluing in to who's reading the book. So, because we talked about this one time with the different people that who we like who do audiobook readings really really well. But I don't remember anybody mentioning him, or maybe somebody did and I just didn't clue in. I'm not sure why I didn't clue into that, but I just I don't think I had access to an audiobook for Perfect Peace. I don't remember listening to it. I think I just read it. Um okay, he has a great voice. Okay, that's very nice. Cuz it's the audiobook it is all in the voice. It's the tone. It's all of this is really important. Oh, he read House of Urzuli? That one I had an audiobook for. Okay, yeah, that was read really well. Really, 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 really well. House of Urzuli was, let me see that. That was excellent. The House of Urzuli. Um, yeah. Yeah, I really like that book. I think that was my first sort of mini foray into reading horror. And I actually quite liked that book the way it was done. I like the fact that it was like letters, and the reading was really good. It was it was kind of tense, that book too. It was like, ooh, but I enjoyed the House of Rizuli. Now that's not a book that a lot of people know about because it was kind of old. That book has been around a minute. Um, and I think this writer either was in the process of writing a book when we read House of Rizuli, and in the process of writing a second book. I'm not sure. But I remember there was something like that. I wish I could have gotten her to come to our book club. Yeah, it is a bit creepy, but it was done really, really well. Because it was like it took place on a plantation. And the guy was like, it's like he had some kind of a head put on him by I guess this was like Marie Laveau's daughter or something like that. But it was really good, I thought. Okay, so he read also all of those. Okay, 400 Souls, I haven't read. Miguel Street, I haven't read yet either. Okay, I didn't know he read Grant Park because I did listen to Grant Park. Notes of Native Son, I have not read yet. Oh, he read Mr. Loverman? Oh, I didn't know he read Mr. Loverman, and I had listened to Mr. Loverman and enjoyed it immensely. And a whole slew of, yeah, Brenda Jackson's books, which I haven't read Brenda Jackson's books. Um, you're reading, okay, so Jan De Senora is reading Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. It's a horror book, and I'm enjoying it so far. Okay, very good. Ron Butler's from the Bahamas and based in Los Angeles. Okay, that's fine. So I remember I remember listening to you know the other one, House of Urzuli. And I remember listening to Grant Park and Mr. Loverman. All of those are excellent, audios, which I highly recommend them on audio, particularly Mr. Loverman and Grant Park. Really, really done well. I have not sadly read Notes of Native Son yet. Uh, oh, you're a big fan of Kristen Hanna after Read Women and the Four Winds. Okay, cool. Hey, Raymond, I heard you're going to be meeting up with Teresa and Celeste. Child, I wish I could be there. Y'all gonna have a great time. It's gonna be fun. So, what you reading, Raymond? Spit it out. Spit it out. Mm. Hey, Pam Pam, how you doing? What you reading, girl? Yeah, that's gonna be y'all gonna have a blast. I have to wait the next time. There's only well they usually have the Salon du Livre in Paris, and I don't know if they had it yet or they're going to have it. It's usually like around this time, but I haven't heard anything. And then the next one is going to be Festival America in September, end of September. So that'll be the next thing I'll go to. Now, as far as author signings, there was only one that I would like to go to, but sadly, it's on a Tuesday night, and I got to work on Wednesday at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's to see Terrence Hayes because he's coming to Paris. I think it's the 22nd of May. So I don't know if I'll be able to go see that one sadly because I gotta work in really early. So I'm not sure if that's gonna work for me, sadly. It's not that scary. I mean, it's creepy if you don't like ghosts and stuff, but it's not like scary, scary. I thought it was really good. Pam said I need to start my cousin Rachel soon. Oh yeah, my cousin Rachel is so so good. I love Daphne du Maurier's writing. I think she's fantastic. Um, I read Rebecca, which I absolutely loved Rebecca. And then I read My Cousin Rachel, which I read it and discussed it with Christy on the podcast. And she liked Cousin Rachel more than Rebecca, but I really liked Rebecca. Rebecca had like it, but My Cousin Rachel I did love as well. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's really really good. She is like has the essence of suspense and mystery and yeah, all of the every time something's unsure. Yeah, Daphne du Maurier is really good with getting the atmosphere into the story. She does it extremely well. I think next one I might read from her is Scapegoat by Daphne du Maurier. That would be the next one I want to read. Scapegoat, and there's also Jamaica Inn because I haven't read that one either. But I want Scapegoat. I think is top on my list. No, he's not going to be in Shakespeare and Co. It's at the American Library in Paris. Mm. Definitely read Rebecca, Teresa. It's really good. Good afternoon, T Green. Okay, so you watched it and you read Jamaica Inn, and how did you like it? Because yeah, I'm kind of interested in. I think those are the two that I have left. I think are that I own are Jamaica Inn and Scapegoat. I think I own any other. I just own Rebecca and my cousin Rachel. I don't think I own any other books by Daphne du Maurier. So I really need to, yeah, to try to get into those. But I think Scapegoat is the one that I want to go to next. It sounds like it's going to be even more intriguing. Is Jamaica Inn kind of intriguing, or is it just like, yeah, I don't know. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you love it, or did you prefer the BBC adaptation to the book? Because Rebecca Netflix did a Netflix adaptation, but I still haven't watched that. I don't know what it was, but I read the book and I liked the book so much. I was afraid to watch the Netflix adaptation because I thought it would throw me off of, the book, which I really loved the book, Rebecca. Ooh, dark and brooding. Ooh, I might need to step that one up too. I need to start reading some more classics. I'm missing classics in my life. So that's definitely something I should step up for sure. Um, are definitely Du Maurier classics. Mm. Well, happy reading on that one. Mm, I'm trying to think other classics that I really need to read. That I need to get back to Dickens as well because I fell off and I managed to read so far maybe 4 or 5 of them, but I need to get back on that to try to finish up the Dickens novels. Yeah, I know. I heard it's coming out as a movie, but I won't be watching it because I don't have Hulu. So, oh well. Mm. And that book has a part two, and I haven't read the part two of it yet. That book. I've only read the first one. But I really did enjoy Earl's All You Can Eat because I enjoyed the way Kelsey Moore. I enjoyed the way he writes women and the discussion that the women have. He does it brilliantly. He has a very good feeling for writing women. Yeah, my podcast buddy Christy loves House of the Strand. That's probably one of her favorites of Du Maurier's House on the Strand. She even said, "No, you need to buy that one too." And I don't know if I own House of the Strand yet, but that's one that I need to get. I need to get to because Christy talked highly of that one. She likes everything about it. I think she said it's probably one of the most balanced books by Daphne du Maurier. Yeah, it's been a long time for me too, Pam Pam, because Zola kind of took over my life the past 2 years and 3 months. But I think I will probably try to read Tale of Two Cities and maybe what is the other one called? It's very long though. Um, let me see if I can find it. It's another one that's hella long. I was starting to read it on PETA, but then I had to bail out because I had too much work and I couldn't really read it at the same time with her. And I never got back on it. Let me just see. It's the one that's based off of Dickens, a little bit off of Dickens' life. Where is my Goodreads at? I can't. Oh, here it is. Um, No, I haven't read it before. That's what I just said. That's one of the ones I have to read, A Tale of Two Cities, because I haven't read it yet. Let me just see. And I haven't read Hard Times either. I mean, I have the entire collection, but there's a lot of them I really need to get to. Let's see. Mm, okay, so I've read Great Expectations. I've read A Christmas Carol. I've read Oliver Twist. I've read David Copperfield. I've read Nicholas Nickleby. I've read what was that other one called? Old Curiosity Shop. That one was hilarious with that old man and his daughter running all over the forest. And every time they would meet somebody, they would get their asses freaking swindled. Um, but I have left to read like Pickwick Papers. It was Little Dorrit. That's the one that's based off of Charles Dickens' life, where it's the young girl that the family is in debt, so they have to live like in a prison. And that's the one, Little Dorrit. That's the one that I was reading with Peter. I didn't finish it. So I would like to go back and finish reading Dorrit, but Little Dorrit is like that book is long, 800 and some pages. Same with Pickwick Papers, super long. Um, and Hard Times. And Bleak House is another one, very, very long. Now, Bleak House is another one that everybody says is excellent. It's the best one, and all that. But it's just whenever to look at Bleak House, I just go, oh Lord, I don't know. Yeah, the debtors, yeah, jail. So that's the one. It'll either be A Tale of Two Cities or Little Dorrit that I read next. If I'm lucky, I could read both, but I'm not even gonna try to bite off more than I can chew for the moment. Um, Now you see, A Tale of Two Cities, Pam Pam, you say you really liked it, but I get so many mixed reviews on that. Like people that say they hate it and whatever. So I don't know, but I'm gonna definitely try it. You just read Zingu by Edith Wharton. I love Edith Wharton. Short but awesome. Okay. I'll have to keep that one in mind. Because we did read Edith Wharton, we read what's that one called? The one with is it the House of Mirth? Mm, I can't remember. Let's see. No, Age of Innocence. So good, that one. Excellent. Uh, okay, I need to probably try to see if I can watch some of these BBC adaptations. Tale of Two Cities got me back in reading after school, so it's a special place in my heart. Oh yeah. I would have thought I would have had to read that one in school, but no, the one I had to read at school uh was the one with what do you call that? Great Expectations. That's the one we had to read at school. But I think I'm gonna reread it though, because it's been since I was in high school that I had to read that one. Uh, I've never read anything Edith Wharton. I'm going to pursue to read all of her work or the majority. Well, definitely Edith Wharton. Good. Age of Innocence was excellent. It was really really good. Um, but Wharton is really good because she writes about the upper class and she writes about like the constraints of being in the upper class and um how they're not allowed to necessarily do what they would choose to do. There's always these constraints on them, and she does a really good job about showing you what that's really like. And in the age of an age of innocence, done really well because you see the constraints all the way around, from the men to the women, and it's just done brilliantly. You know, the storytelling and everything. I haven't seen the film. I need to probably try. Isn't the film isn't that the one with Michelle Pfeiffer in it? Age of Innocence, if I'm not mistaken. I might need to try to watch the adaptation of that one because I think it's, you know, it's really brilliant. Age of Innocence. It's a little heartbreaking, but you know, it's still really good. Like classics, I mean, there's like so many classics that I want to read. It's just maddening. It's crazy. Because I think Anna and I's next project we're probably gonna pick like 12 French classics to read next year. So things like maybe something from Balzac, maybe read Maupassant, read Flaubert, maybe read some other Zola, you know. So those are some classics as well that I'd like to read. But then, of course, like I do want to finish reading Dickens because, like, why didn't you finish this? I want to finish that. So in order to finish that, I have to make a plan. So at least try to read two this year and maybe two or three next year. I'll just have to see. Because they're just the thing with Dickens is the books, they're long, but the thing about Dickens that's so cool is that when you start to read them, you start to get an idea of who we're dealing with and what the dynamic is of the story. And then after that, it's slightly predictable. You know, you kind of can guess what's going to go down. So you're just waiting for it to unfold, and you know, and that's why, even though it's like the book can be like 800 pages, it unfolds, you know, each time with something surprising, something's not as surprising. So at least that's how I felt when I read Nicholas Nickleby. I think I read that book over, I think maybe over a week or 10 days or something like that. And I couldn't get over how it was unfolding because it was always something that like downright surprised me. And I was like, holy crap, you know, like this all the time. So I really like it. I just, you know, I thought it was great. It was really fun. Fun reading. It's fun reading Dickens. Yeah, I mean, the only one I read, you know, I just read one in high school. No, it was in no, it was it was in middle school. And then I read some in high school, and then just didn't read any more after that. And it just, you know, and also like how how sexist and racist can an author be? It's Dickens. He'd be saying stuff that's just straight up like you're just thinking, Lord, this was definitely another time period because he just straight up like be racist as hell. Um oh, A Tale of Two Cities is your favorite? Wow. Okay. That might be a push for A Tale of Two Cities. Um I don't know what my favorite is right now because I really like Nicholas Nickleby. That one was really, really good. I think that might be my favorite for the moment, Nicholas Nickleby. And I did like Great Expectations as well. I remember when I read it in middle school, I remember really, really enjoying it. Um, but for the moment, from the ones that I've read up until now, I think it's Nicholas Nickleby is my favorite. So, so good. Um, Nicholas Nickleby, you know, he'd be straight up like he'd be fighting with people and stuff. I liked it. Dombey and Sons were also okay. I have that one, but have not read it yet. And it's funny, I've heard nobody say a thing about that one. So I don't know what to think. I'm like, why is nobody talking about that one? Because it's funny that everybody, when they mention Dickens, they speak about particular novels as being their best or, whatever. And it's often Bleak House. It's often A Tale of Two Cities. It's often Great Expectations. These are the ones I hear people talking about the most. A lot of people, they just, oh my God, oh, The Bleak House, so, so good. It's Dickens' best novel. It's his best, so I don't know what to think. Yeah, I guess for your mom. Yeah. He was seen as a radical for saying poor people aren't poor because they're bad, but because they're bad, but because they were kept down. Okay. Oh, you haven't read Dombey and Sons. I haven't either. The Mystery Edwin Drood. Now, isn't this the one that isn't finished yet? Because that's what I heard. Isn't that one the Mystery of Edwin Drood? It's the one that is has not been finished. So I'm not really that might be the last one I read at this point because when I heard it was unfinished, I was like, well, damn, it's unfinished. Oh, it's very much like the short version of Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, I love the Count of Monte Cristo. I might need to reread that one at some point too. But we will be doing a read along of Les Miserables in October and November. Yeah, you have to. If you don't remove your 2020 mind, you gonna flip out. You're gonna go crazy. Yeah, Les Mis is gonna be good. That's gonna be a fun read. Now I gotta figure out how to do the thing, how to put it on over on the story graph because apparently you can have I don't know how many people on there. They said a lot of people, so we're gonna see how that can work. The Darkest Child, I think it's next month, June. I think it's June. Is it June, Raymond, for The Darkest Child? No, July. Okay. July. Okay, July for The Darkest Child. But yeah, I'll probably see if I can get to Little Dorrit and Tale of Two Cities. I'll probably try to knock those out. Because those are the two that I most likely should have read already by now and have not. Well, you should read it with us if you want to read Les Mis. We're doing October and November, and we're going to read it together, and it's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be fun, but it's going to be sad as hell. I mean, it's not called Les Miserables for nothing. We're going to be boohooing and boohooing. So my book came. It's hella heavy. That's a hella heavy big book. But we gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. So it's going to be done together. Um, but it's been a long time since I've read Les Mis. And when I read it in French, and I didn't read all of because in French it's in four books, four separate books. I think I only read the first one. Oh wow, you have a hardcover from your grandfather. Oh, that must be nice. Sometimes it's nice to have these books like in hardcover. It depends on the book. It depends on the edition that you get. I mean, Les Mis is clearly over 1,000 pages, for sure. Thousand something, 100 some pages. I don't know. I don't remember right now. Um, yeah, it'll be fun. So I mean, those are just some of the classics that I'm thinking about, like thinking about reading because thing about classics is if you like reading classics, then the best way to do it is to just read a little bit, like read a classic a month or something like that. That way you can get more read. If you don't, if you, try to put it off, then it just like a chore and it's really hard to do. But that's only if you don't really enjoy reading classics. I enjoy reading classics, so it's like no biggie for me. Um, it's October, November. One version of Les Mis. That's always, yeah, it's possible. 1,400. Mine, I don't think it's 1,400. I think mine is only 1,100 and something. Oh well, you know how it is, Raymond. It's classics. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you're reading it if you have difficulty reading long, long, long books, reading it in a group actually really helps. I mean, when I spearheaded the one for Count of Monte Cristo, we read it over 2 months, and we read it was very few pages, very little amount of pages you had to read, per day. So it was very doable. If you followed the schedule, then you didn't have any problems reading the book. You finished it in 2 months with no problem. Even if you got 1 or 2 days behind, you could still read it and catch up with no problem because the Count of Monte Cristo is hella, interesting. Especially when you get like into it, like when you start getting like when you're like 2/3 in, should be happening all the time, and the conversations are amazing. They're full of messy, messy, messy. Very, very well done. Um, the schedule didn't work because you didn't follow the schedule. That's why it didn't work for you. Well, most people that read it with us didn't have any problems. They liked the schedule and it helped them, focus on, what was at hand. And they managed to yeah, I almost said the count. Yeah. um we all managed to get to the end together. Even people that were kind of having difficulty at one point, they still stepped it up and managed to get to the end, so that when we did discuss it, we were all together and we were all marveling and loving some of the same things. Yeah, Jane Austen is not for me. I'm a Bronte girl. I'm a Bronte girl. I am not an Austen girl. Like after I read Emma, was that Emma? Was it last year? Was it the year before last? Last year, I think it was. I read Emma and I was like, Emma, mind your business. This chick was finding it was in everybody's business, trying to fix everybody up, everybody. Oh my God, what a horror that book. Yeah, me too. See, for me, what I see is an excellent um modern adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo. Like I see that set 2020, or modern day today, 2024, Count of Monte Cristo, except you could call it something different. But I so much see that book adapted, with a modern adaptation. It would just be phenomenal if somebody could do that. Just so, so good. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll definitely read it again as well. That book is just so good, and it has so much to do with the author himself. So, it does talk a lot about racism and otherism and, the difficulty of class. Um, I love the way he was dissing the women, the French women. by comparing them to the Italian women. And there was just funny, funny, funny that book. It was just fantastic. Oh, thanks, Alba. Now I haven't read Persuasion, but like I said, I'm definitely not an Austen girl. I'm definitely a Bronte girl. Um, Persuasion. Now I was interested in reading Persuasion. I think I do own a copy of Persuasion, and I wanted to read Persuasion so that I could then go and check out the Netflix adaptation of Persuasion. Because I remember when the Netflix adaptation of Persuasion came out, everybody was talking about it and talking about the way it was done. So I could definitely see getting down with trying to read Persuasion. I don't know. I mean, Austen is just not really my cup of tea, though. I much prefer Jane, or, the Brontes and all that. It's just for me, it's just better stories for me. Jane Austen's a lot of blah 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 blah. It's just like don't care. Don't care about the apples. I remember there was that scene in in where they just randomly started talking about apples for like 2 pages, and I was just like, what are we doing here? Um, so yeah, but anyway, yes, 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 Count of Monte Cristo, excellent book. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's like definitely like if I had to go on a desert island and I could only bring one book, I would probably bring the Count of Monte Cristo. Because that one you could just read it over and over and over and over, and you would just be entertained constantly, constantly entertained. Thank you, Tracy. Um, but yeah, so that's one of the classics we can do. But um, I'm trying to think who else we could do, who could read classics by that was some of my favorites that we could read. Now, there's somebody else that I would like to read more of is D.H. Lawrence because I only read one thing by him, um, and he was in college. But I could definitely get into reading some more of D.H. Lawrence. Um, um, I think I've read only one or two books by him. Um, yeah, it's been years. It's been since college, and I have not even attempted to pick up another one since. Okay, I mean, I have not read. Uh, I haven't read Sons and Lovers, and I think the other one is The Rainbow. Haven't read that one either, but I did read Lady Chatterley's Lover. I had to read that for a course in college. And then I think I read it again at another point. I can't remember when that was. Just maybe like that in passing. I read it, and yeah, I thought it was really, really good. But I really want to do. I think I want to read Sons and Lovers next because it's Sons and Lovers, and then it's I think it's Sons and Lovers, and it goes to Women in Love, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another classic author I would like to read that I haven't read. And another one is gosh, what is his name? Oh, another one I want to read, and it's really long, is Middlemarch. I have not read Middlemarch. I think I made an attempt to read it and then I got sidetracked and I didn't finish. I maybe read like 100 pages of it, but Middlemarch is like, I don't know, 800 pages or something. But that's another one that I would like to. Yeah, Sons and Lovers is one too. Yeah. And it's, that's the one. It's about the guy who has this extremely close relationship with his mother, but at the same time, he's trying to break this, I guess, relationship that he has with his mom. That's super close, and he's trying to do that by all the different women that he tries to get with, um, henceforth sons and lovers. I wish I could remember every book I had to read in high school. God, boy. Well, I mean, I only remember the ones that had something that was, overwhelmingly something special about it. Because, like, I remember there was one year in college I had to read a lot of like 18th century novels, and they were all around. They all had like women's names. And I can't remember any of those. I just remember they were all that long as hell and not that interesting. But yeah, March might be a project for next year. An excerpt of Maggie Girl on the Streets in high school. Uh, Maggie Girl of the Streets. I don't know this time. I have to look that up. Yeah, no, I think middle March is going to be for next year because if I'm already going to be doing a really hell of a long one doing Les Mis, so I'm gonna keep that one for next year. Yeah, George Eliot is fascinating for sure, for sure. Um, there was also some other classics. Let me just see. There was that I would like to read. There was yeah, 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 yeah. What's that guy's name? Uh uh there's also one that I have not read. It's Far from the Madding Crowd. That one is has been on my TBR list for a while now. Thomas Hardy. Um and I know a lot of people have read that one and really, really like it. Um But of course, the most I've read is of the Dubbervilles, which I've read that one before, but I read that one in high school, a long time ago. Yeah, pretty bleak. I must admit, pretty bleak. Pamela said a couple of other Russian classics I still need to get to, especially crime. Yeah. Now, I'll be honest, Crime and Punishment, I think I started to read that one and I DNF'd it. I don't know what it is about that book, but it was something that I wasn't connecting with very well with the story. Mm, but I probably should do like some kind of Russian novel, like maybe Anna Karenina or I don't know. That might be the best one to do because I actually have that one and I've been wanting to read it. So I probably should just start with that one instead. I don't know, something about Crime and Punishment. It just I didn't love it. Like I didn't love what I was reading. I felt like out of yeah, it was like out of my realm or something. So I'm not so sure about that one. Um there's also what is that other guy's name? Trollope is another one I want to try to read, but I can never get the right title of where I should start with Anthony Trollope because a lot of his books they kind of intermingle if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Let's see if I can, because somebody told me where to start, and I cannot remember what it is. But there's a lot. There are a lot of. They're like in a. They're in a series. Did I have to read the year 1984 and the year 1984? No, I did not actually. I read 1984 when I was in college, so it was more like 1986. um, so yeah, but that's another one. I would like to reread that one because it's been a minute, a little bit too long. Okay, so you see, there's a series called, for anybody in there who has read Trollope, let me know if I should be reading Chronicles of I think called Barsetshire. Barsetshire. No, I know I'm killing that pronunciation, Pam. Pam, you need to help me. But there's five books, no, six books in that series, and the first book is The Warden. Should I read this series from Trollope, or should I read something else by him? I really don't. Or should I do just a standalone? There are a couple of standalones in here. Uh, let's see. There are a couple of standalones, but I don't know if people would recommend these standalones or I should start reading that series. Don't know. Let me know if you know. Hey, Celeste. I'm so disappointed. I'm not going to get to meet you because I hear you're going to be meeting up with Teresa and with Raymond. I'm jealous. Waiting for the plane. Oh, they did a new Audible production of it. Okay, wow. Well, anyway, I do need to reread on 1984 because, like I said, it has been since high school, so I probably need to revisit a little bit. So nobody in here has read Trollope yet. Anthony Trollope could give me an idea of where I should start with this, if I should do this series or do a standalone. Oh wait, let's see how long this. Okay, that's good. This is first one is called The Warden, and it's only 336 pages. So I'm down. 336 pages. Maybe I should get it in the Oxford World's Classics because it has notes and stuff in there. Oh, you never read Trollope? Yeah, I've heard people that love it and I heard people that hate it. So I don't know what to think. But I think if I do read it, I'll get it in the Oxford World Classics. I think it's what it's called. Or maybe in the Penguin Classics edition. And I'll start with the word and see what it's like because gotta try, you know. If you don't try, you don't know. But that's definitely, but definitely something I would like to try because, and then there's also all the ones. What do they call? Oh, I can't think of what her name is. It's is it called? Is it called Mothers and Daughters, or is it? Yeah, I think it might be Mothers and Daughters. I think that's what it is, but I can't remember the name of the writer. It's a woman. I can't remember what her name is. I probably should read something from her as well, but I haven't. Let me see. Is it Mothers and Daughters or what the heck it is? I think it's mother. Is it Mothers and Daughters? Gaskell. That's it. Gaskell. I need to read some Gaskell because I have read no Gaskell. That's not good. I haven't read any Gaskell. Like, what rock have I been under not reading no Gaskell? Let's see. Gaskell, North and South, Wives and Daughters is what it is. Haven't read any of those, but I would be interested in reading North and South, Wives and Daughters. I'd be interested in reading Cranford, Mary Barton. Yeah, that I would be good with reading any of those. There's also one called Sylvia's Lovers, which looks kind of good too. So I would need to read some Gaskell. Anthony Trollope, which is a classic. Oh, you like North and South? North and South. Wow, what a cover that one is. Okay, it's not short. It's 521 pages. Okay, that sounds like it could be interesting. North and South. That sounds like it could be pretty interesting. Richard Armitage. Oh, okay. Got his big acting break on North and. So yeah, that's definitely somebody I need to read is Gaskell. Gaskell. Yeah, definitely one I need to, and I need to read more Bronte as well. Like, come on, Bronte. Okay, I've read Jane Eyre about 4 times now. Wuthering Heights is not really my favorite, but I read it in high school. I might need to reread it to see if I would like it better. Um, I have not read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I haven't read Villette, and I haven't read Agnes Grey. So all of those as well would be, and Shirley as well, and The Professor. Those are all that I should probably think about figuring out how I'm going to read all that. So I haven't read any of those. I know so much to read, so little time. Oh, the Tenant of Wildfell Hall is amazing, and that's what everybody says. It's amazing. I've heard such great reviews on the Tenant of Wildfell Hall, and then I've also heard good reviews on Villette as well. They say Villette is really good. Amalula says, "Okay, we're talking Gaskell and not the U.S. Civil War epic." Okay, priorities tenant priorities tenant of Wildfell Hall way before its time. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, prioritize. Okay, so I'll definitely put that. The tenant of Wildfell Hall up there then. Um, U.S. Civil War epic. What U.S. Civil War epic are you talking about, Amalula? Um, so yeah, I'll definitely that one. I think I do have a copy of that one, The Tenant of Wealth. I think I have a Penguin Library edition of that particular title. Oh, that's what wowed you, Alaba. The treatment of women, feminism, and Tenant of the Hall must have stunned people when it was published. Oh, okay. All right. Now you really want me to read, making me want to read it now. Uh, and of course, if you haven't read Zola, there's always Zola. If you're into descriptive writing, if you're into descriptive type writing, then give it all a miss. Act like I never said a thing. If you want to know more about Zola, then you come in and visit, the log tomorrow that I'm going to be doing with Anna, where we talk about our reading of the 20 book series. And come on, and you can hear me talk about Zola. Yeah, I mean, it's normal. I feel like if you don't have a long TBR, then you're a desperate reader. You want to be, if you're a desperate reader, you have a TBR longer than, goes all the way out your town into the next one, all the way to China, you know. But if you don't have that, then you're not a desperate reader. You just be like reading because it's fun and this is cute and whatever. But when you're a desperate reader, you have a long list of books that you want to read. So, yeah, there's like, you can't get it all read, but you can sure as hell try. Well, vibes, that counts. A vibe. Yeah, all the way to China. A vibe counts. Like, I mean, some people, they read books, they ain't got a vibe. They don't have a TBR. They don't even know what a TBR is, and they don't have a vibe. They read a book because they walked into, Barnes and Noble and it was on the front table. That's where their reading stops. That's not a desperate reader. That's just somebody who's trying to entertain themselves for a minute. It's fine, everybody got to do what they got to do. You feel like the little engine that could? Well, yeah. I'm not trying to be the little engine because I can't do that, but I'll try to make, some kind of plan, a plan that hopefully I can, stick to. If I can't, oh well, gotta move on to the next thing. You know how that be. But I feel like for things like books that you absolutely want to read, you have to make a plan. You have to say, okay, this year I'm going to read these 6 books from this author because I want to get these read. Because if you don't do that, you will not read them. You will read everything else but those 6 books. It's like that. Yeah, of course, mine will too. It will outlive me as well. Oh well. I feel like that's normal because imagine in a world where you read 20 books and there was nothing else after that. There was no other books or there were very little books to read. You just was like, okay, what do we read next? Oh, they don't have any. Oh, that would be terrible. So I feel like having there being there being more books to read is just it's so much more fun. You have things to choose from. Yeah, I think you should just relax. Like, make a plan. That's why I said make a plan for the things that you really want to read that year. If you really want to read, whatever, then make a plan and get that read. You don't have to make it. It doesn't have to be, like doesn't have to be like a chore or anything. It's something that you really want to read. Um, but of course, you know that you're gonna your TBR will outlive you, and you have to be all right with that. Because if you're not all right with that, then yeah, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You're gonna drive yourself batty, batty, batty crazy, worrying about, oh my God, I can never finish my TBR. There was a period on BookTube, I would say 5 years ago, where people were actually so-called trying to get their TBR down. This I never really understood what exactly they meant by that because it was new there are new books coming out all the time. So how do you get your TBR down when you keep adding books to your TBR? So it was okay, I have these 50 books on my TBR and I'm not going to add any more to my TBR until I finish these 50 books. And so people were doing that as a way to make themselves feel better and make them feel like they were actually getting their TBR down. Do what you need to do. That wouldn't work for me. Yeah, options. I agree. I agree, Curly Q. It's options. I mean, like for me, it's options, and you know what? It can get plucked off and go into the bowels of hell in a minute because I'm not interested anymore. It's all open. Yeah, and the physical list doesn't have to be anything long. It can just simply be like what Anna and I did was we said we wanted to read Zola. We would read a book a month until we finished the damn series. It's just as simple as that. It doesn't have to be, 50 or 100 books on the list. It can just simply be, I want to read these 6 books from, I don't know, Toni Morrison. I'm going to read these books this year. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be an excessively long list. Now, some people do like doing the 100-book list, and then over, like, say, 2 to 3 years, you watch that person, scratch those books off every time they finish one. You know, that can be a thing. Yeah, because for me, I feel like some books, when they come out, you can get, very interested in them, and then they just quickly go to hell in a handbasket because you're no longer interested in them. You realize that that was just some little something something that you heard and you thought it was really going to be really good, and then in the end you realize, oh, it ain't worth all that. It's not worth all that. What am I reading again? No, it's all the books I have that I haven't read that are currently in my home. Yeah, you see, that's also another one. I've been reading a lot of books in my home too. So the first one I'm reading, this one, Daughters of the Dust by Julie Dash. This is the Read So Lit Book Club book that I run on Patreon. This is our read for the month of May. Not very long, but that font size is a killer. And The Unheralded King of Preston Plain Fiddle by Jada Mayberry. This is Jada Mayberry's debut novel that I'm reading. And I'm only like a third in to reading this one. So that's what I'm reading for the moment. So hopefully I'll finish one or both of these by Wednesday. Hey, Latrice. Oh no, she had a meeting probably. Um, Wait, let's see, DL. Yeah, DL's I know a lot of bloggers do that. They do like a list of 100 or 300 books, and then they'll make posts regularly so you can see how many books they've actually scratched off of their list. This is a really good way to do it as well because at least that some of the primary things that you'd like to read are gonna get read. Um, yeah, so um oh, well, sorry, Latrice, you missed it this time. No, I have definitively stopped reading Alain Locke, and I won't continue that until next year, I think. It's not the right time for me to read that book right now. So I'm not reading that one. So I'm reading these because these are my necessity books. This one is for my book club, and this was my husband's pick. So two Read So Lit books. So that's good. All right, so that's it. I am out of here. It's 7:30. Still light outside, which is great. And it probably won't get dark for another hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes, something like that. So I am going to say goodbye, and I'm going to say happy reading and have an excellent, excellent weekend. And I'll see you next week with another Friday Reads. Bye.